Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, pleasant day. I'm Nur Hayati binti Muhammad Yusuf. Okay, my topic for today's presentation is exploring issues and challenges of using ICT in teaching the English language literature component in secondary school. Okay, in 2000, the English literature component was incorporated in the English syllabus in the Malaysian education system to equip teachers to teach the English language as a second language or ESL. And in 2013, CEFR Align or Common European Framework of Reference was introduced in Malaysia. CEFR Align was officially introduced in the Malaysian Education Blueprint of 2013 to 2015 and later in the English Language Education Reforms of 2015 to 2025. With this new curriculum, there are also some changes applied to the literature component syllabus. Okay, and it is considered a very big change to literature component actually. Okay, so this is the background of the study. Okay, under the current curriculum or the CFR Align, literature is taught for pleasure. Okay, which means okay, literature is not going to be tested in any important or national exam, and it is also known as literature in action. And yes, it will no longer be assessed in any national exam starting 2021. And for your information, in 2020, it was actually the last year or the final year where literature is tested in the national exam. Okay, so it will only be assessed during classroom activities formatively, okay, to facilitate the teaching of 4 primary skills, which are listening, speaking, reading and writing, that are emphasized in CFR aligned syllabus. Okay, so employing information and communication technology or ICT is one of the ways to enhance students' interest in learning literature for pleasure. Okay, so this study explores issues and challenges in teaching literature using ICT. Okay, what does it mean by component of ICT? Okay, ICT consists of cloud computing, software, hardware, digital transaction, um, communication technology, digital data, and internet access. I believe that most of us are familiar with these terms or component of ICT. Okay, so these are the reflection from previous lesson. Okay, what can be seen from previous lesson are, okay, the first one, the prescribed texts are often considered as difficult and boring texts, okay, where students and teachers, they have to learn the prescribed text, and usually the prescribed text are considered to be foreign and unfamiliar with them. All right, and the second one is uh, teachers usually employ traditional teaching style where uh, it is comprises of lecture based and teacher centered. Okay, and the next one is exam oriented. Okay, so this is actually the biggest change um, compared to the current curriculum. Okay, so it limits students creativity. Okay, and it is restricted by the exam format. It means that uh, by going beyond what is required by the exam format, students are actually risking their marks or grade. So this is actually the thing that scares the students the most. Okay, so here are the research objective. We have 3 research objectives in the study. The first one is to identify issues and challenges in teaching literature component using ICT. The second one is to determine suitable activities to teach literature component using ICT to propose further solution for the issues and challenges. Okay, for this study, I have employed a qualitative method, and it is a case study where it involved the study of a case or cases within a real-life contemporary context or setting in 2014. Okay, this is the participant for my case study. Okay, he is an uh, an English language teacher who has 20 years of teaching experience, who teaches now, who now teaches in a secondary school in Setiu district in Terengganu. Okay, the teacher was selected using purposive sampling. He also has master in TESOL, and he has been teaching uh, secondary school in different school before. Okay, so here is the data collection. I've employed the triangulation data collection, which means I have three different technique on collecting the data. Okay, the first one is the semi-structured interview protocol. I had interviewed him and I had transcribed the interview, and later I had analyzed the transcribed uh, interview using thematic analysis. Okay, and the second one is the observation, where I actually join his lesson, one of his lesson for literature. Okay, and last but not least, the document analysis, where I ask for his lesson plan and analyze his lesson plan for that particular literature lesson. Okay, so this is what he usually does, okay, before conducting any online classroom, any online class. Okay, so he is well prepared with the technology, with the gadget. Okay, and yes, this is what is interesting with his approach. Okay, before conducting or starting the week, he will usually prepares a poster on his own. Okay, um, uh, to be posted in parents WhatsApp groups or in social media such as Facebook, Instagram, where he actually update his student with the topic or the classes that will be conducted throughout the week. Okay, so this is one of his lesson on literature. So this is the literature class of Form 4. Okay, previously in the previous curriculum, teachers were given prescribed text uh, for the lesson, okay, to be used and to be taught in the lesson. Okay, and there are certain format or guideline which the teachers had to follow. Okay, in the current curriculum, teachers are given the freedom to choose their own materials and to select their own literature text. Okay, so it is more interesting, if I may say, because teachers have the freedom to choose whatever text that he or she thinks will suit his students. Okay, which will attract his or her students' attention in learning literature. Okay, so here what he does. Okay, so he actually choose an online game, okay, quizzes in his literature class, and they had a very interesting competition. Okay, usually the question um, were prepared beforehand, and then he actually documented the scores, and he actually analyzed students' answers and uh, discuss the result with the students. And here are the findings, okay, for this case. Okay, so what are actually the big issues or challenges when conducting an online literature class? Okay, so the teacher said that yes, he had to do a lot of preparation, and teacher must have ample knowledge to teach literature using ICT, okay, to find suitable online materials for students. So this is not an easy task. It takes a lot of effort for the teachers to actually prepare their own materials and to find suitable online materials that will actually help to achieve his uh, teaching objective. Okay, and the second one, teacher needs to find activities that can benefit student from different level of proficiency. So this is really important because we don't want student to feel bored, okay, especially for those good student as well as for weaker student. We don't want them to feel left out. So teacher has to find a perfect balance on how to search the suitable activities to be conducted in the classroom. Okay, so for this teacher, he actually chose an online game. Okay, and he likes. Okay, he said that he liked quizzes because quizzes um, is more familiar, okay, with students nowadays because it is commonly used by teachers. And then what is interesting, not only he used online game in his lesson, he also used an online sharing platform uh, for his student to give opinions, ideas, respond after the lesson itself. So this is quite this is uh, interesting, where it doesn't limit student to only during the class room activity, but it offers student um, more activities after the lesson itself, okay, and the student can share their opinions or ideas in a more fun way, and other students also can respond to each other's feedbacks on the online sharing platform. Okay, so here are some of the solutions. Okay, first of all, okay, it's time for English language teachers to equip themselves with the knowledge of ICT, such as by attending professional classes offered outside. Okay, what does it mean by attending professional classes? Okay, so basically, teachers are offered courses uh, by school base or district base, okay, or by the ministry. Now it's time for the teachers to find uh, other courses or professional classes offered outside. Okay, this is uh, very interesting for teachers to equip themselves with further knowledge on ICT. Okay, and the second one, teachers must identify suitable approaches in teaching the teacher component using ICT which suit students' competency. Okay, so we don't want students to feel demotivated or feel less interested when learning literature. What more, when literature is no longer tested in any big exam or national exam. So in this era where the students are considered as the generation Z, okay, so most probably the students are even um, better ICT users than the teachers themselves. So um, this is a very challenging task for teachers to find suitable uh, activities to be conducted in the classroom. And then the third one is the basic approaches in teaching literature can be referred, okay, when choosing the suitable online activities. Okay, we have three basic approaches in teaching literature. Okay, the first one is the cultural model, okay, where it promotes cultural appreciation, okay, and the language model, where it looks at the grammar, uh, and the elements in language, and last but not least, the personal growth model. All right, okay, this is by Carter and Long, 1991. Okay, so here are the conclusions. First of all, teachers have to be well prepared before conducting the English literature online class. Okay, so yes, it takes a lot of effort, and teachers have to equip themselves with the knowledge. All right, and the second one, it is crucial for students to not feel stressful or bored with the activities during the literature lesson. So teachers need to be selective when deciding on the online activities. And last but not least, ICT helps the teachers to be more creative in conducting lesson, and teachers are encouraged to learn ICT professionally to add to their knowledge. Okay, the teaching and learning activities in the classroom that are crucial to be addressed immediately if the literature component is to succeed. OMA 2017. Okay, that's about all. Thank you so much to the organizer. And if you have any further question, it's my pleasure to answer the question now. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum.